traveling is a true phenomenon of today's era. It's an industry worth trillions of dollars. It's a dream-making enterprise that helps people to choose from many options how to fulfill their dreams. I'm a curious guy. I like to travel, and when I travel, I ask people about their dreams. Do you know what the most common answer is? Well, you call it. It's traveling. People from Asia, they dream about coming to Europe. People from Europe dream about traveling to exotic destinations in Asia. People from Australia want to travel. People from Australia want to travel to South America. And people from South America want to travel to New Zealand. I don't know where the New Zealanders want to go. Well, these are just a few examples. But basically, we can say that people dream about going from everywhere to everywhere. And dreams do come true. Oh, all right, here we are. As we can see here, according to the World Bank data, international tourism for the last 2 decades has been constantly rising. Now, I lost my train of thoughts, but I'll get right back to it. Traveling is everywhere. Even if you don't travel per se, just look around you. TV shows, newspapers, radio shows, magazines, internet, quite a few TED Talks as well, actually. Everywhere you look, there is traveling. With this massive overload of information about traveling, my question is there still something left to think about or to be said about traveling? Well, I believe there is. I believe it's time to start to look at traveling from a completely different perspective. Traveling is not something new. So, why does it happen? Traveling is an urge that's been there forever. It's in our nature. It's a part of who we are. We like to explore, we like to challenge ourselves, and go and see the world. Now, another reason why traveling is so important today is that it feels good. And we all like to feel good, right? Now, this might not be the best example, crossing the ice-cold creek somewhere in Mongolia, but it reminds me of another thing, the challenge. We travel because we like to challenge ourselves. We like to broaden our horizons, push our limits, step outside of our comfort zone. And that is another reason why traveling is so important. But none of the reasons that I just mentioned is responsible for travel boom that we're experiencing right now. All right, this is the feeling good picture, right? So, why suddenly this travel boom that we're seeing around us? Well, I believe there are few reasons responsible for that. But there are two that really stick out. First one being social media. Not only we like to travel, we love to talk about it. We like to share our experiences. Thanks to social media, we have that opportunity. It's a perfect platform for us to share our travel experience. So now, when you're somewhere, pictures, comments, it's the dramatic sights, beautiful sceneries, everything shared instantly on internet. And over there, it can cross with the speed of light continents and just be seen on the other part of the world. So, now we know it exists. We can see it, it's alluring, and we all want to go and see it. That's the first reason. The second reason why traveling is booming right now is traveling is far more accessible than before. I remember buying my first airplane ticket. It was a little booklet printed on one of those buzzing matrix printers with the red ink. I spent half an hour in a small tour agency office, and that was it. Now, if I want to travel now, I pull out my phone from one pocket, my credit card from another, and I'm ready to go. Bye. So, we have budget airlines, like this one. It's time everyone flies. It's actually quite funny, a Filipino airline. Together with the budget airlines, we got numerous online traveling communities. Then we have budget airlines, couch surfing, what else? Other things that simply make all possible. Together with this, we have restaurant facilities, we have transportation, we have tour services. Everything to make it really easy to go and travel. United Nations even defines different types of traveling. We got ecotourism, ethical tourism, geotourism, you name it, quite a few. They actually dedicated last year it was a year of international year of tourism for sustainable development. Really funny. All these different things, all these efforts, and many more others, just to coordinate the effect, the massive impact that tourism has on today's world and the local communities. Whoa. All right. Now, have you noticed that so far I've been using terms traveling and tourism sort of interchangeably? Quite a few people actually, including me, think that that's not the right thing. They think that these two terms are not the same thing. I don't know about you, but I agree with that. While tourism evokes more of an idea of organized traveling, of organized exploring of this world, traveling suggests a more independent approach. And if you think about it, this independent way of traveling is really rising at the moment. So, I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. I had spent 15 years working in tourism industry on 3 different continents, including the high seas. So, once you've seen the things from the other side of the barricade, as I like to call it, it all becomes a little bit different, right? Now when I travel, I can see if the waiter is being nice because he's just hoping to get a bigger tip, or he's genuinely a friendly guy. Or if a front desk staff tells me no, I can tell if it's a definite no or just some kind of a company policy that can be easily overcome by, by some more effort, being more pushy. But I'm not here to talk to you about the tips and perks of traveling as a tourist. My experience, I have far larger experience in traveling independently, being a traveler. So let's have a look at this kind of travel. Why? Because I believe it's a little bit more intense. I'm not saying tourism or traveling, one is better than the other. They're just different. But they both offer a unique opportunity to elevate traveling to a different level, to elevate exploring of this world to something more. And independent way of traveling offers a lot of different opportunities. Now, what do I do when I travel like that? Well, hitchhiking. It's a great thing. And I'm not saying it's for everyone. We're gonna get back to that soon. But for me, hitchhiking is an ultimate way to get closer to people and to explore and end up at the places that you would never find in any guidebook. Plus, when you hitchhike, you connect to people and you create this kind of genuine connection based on mutual trust, respect, and a mutual interest. And this might not be the best example, hitching a cattle truck in Brazil, but you're catching my point. If you hitchhike, people who stop, they will gladly share a piece of their world with you. And in return, you can actually bring a bit of your world into theirs. By doing that, you end up having countless amount of these unforgettable experiences as you go. They would not be possible if you wouldn't hitchhike. In my case, just a few examples. I ended up owning a boat in Washington State. That was quite funny, actually. I ended up harvesting grapes in Baja California, chilling at the beach, like you said, I do that sometimes, chilling at the beach and a dairy farm in India. Thanks to hitchhiking, I had a seriously great experience ocean fishing in Kerekes Sea, as well as a night of fishing, greatly enhanced by alcohol, by the way, on Balkaj Lake in Kazakhstan. Yeah, it's somewhere here. I helped saving sea turtles in Mexico and also ended up spent 2 days in a rehab center for alcohol and drug addicts in Mexico as well. But that's not related to Kazakhstan. There's nothing wrong. I don't have a problem with alcohol. I had a chance to experience warm hospitality in Siberia, and I savored some of the finest wines in Georgia. Thanks to hitchhiking, I partied with construction workers in southern Argentina and attended a post-funeral dinner in Kyrgyzstan. Now, none of this would have happened if I wouldn't hitchhike. It all happened thanks to people, their kindness and their curiosity. And also thanks to my daring attitude to do things a little bit differently. Now, this amazing beach, the guy who dropped me off here was driving a hearse. Really cool. There was a coffin with a dead body, and when he brought me to that beach, a paradise-like looking beach, it was a bit symbolic for me. He was actually a funny guy. He handed me his business card saying, "Hey, just in case you might need it." I keep the business card till today. But anyway, as I said, maybe hitchhiking isn't your thing. Fair enough. There are many other ways how to get closer to local people. So, next time you travel, don't spend evenings writing your blog or sorting out your pictures. No. Don't spend your evenings video calling someone on the other side of the world, 1,000 kilometers away, or even drinking beers with other travelers. Go down to a park and challenge some local masters in a game of chess. But be careful, usually these guys are pretty good. Or, if you prefer something more active, sport is always a great choice. Volleyball, basketball, soccer, badminton, ping pong, all these sports widely played around the globe. Unlike the game of chess, you can see I was the one having upper hand here. If sport is not your cup of tea, you can do some acting lesson with a B-class Chinese action movie stars. It's also a great way to spend your evening and have some fun experience when you're traveling. Another great option to get closer to the locals is to visit a local school. I love that. And I had never been turned away when I offered to teach a class or to participate at some kind of school activities. When you travel, you have to realize you are as interesting for people as they are interesting for you. And kids are always very thankful, very grateful, and so full of positive energy. This particular class was funny because I also promised to come an afternoon sport club activity. I show up there. Little did I know that these guys, this school, they had one of the best programs in the country for weightlifting. I can tell you, these were some seriously strong kids. Now, you can even crash a wedding if you dare to. It's fine. But heads up here, okay? Sometimes it's really hard to blend in. Anyway, no matter what you end up doing, what you decide to do in your effort to approach the locals, I can guarantee you one thing. If you do it with a sincerely good intention, and if you do it in a respectful manner, you will be rewarded greatly. And this way, not only you will have some beautiful memories to take home with you, you will also leave the same beautiful memories behind for people to keep. And that's something beautiful. Now, as much as hitchhiking helps me to connect with local people, here is something you can do to reconnect with nature. Especially if you dare to avoid the main tourist routes and go a little bit off the beaten track, as they say. Venture into the natural environments. And I know at first, at the beginning, it looks pretty funny, right? But, yes. But with a little bit of experience, common sense, and some basic knowledge, this is an alternative that can quickly turn from a challenge into an amazing experience. So, wilderness camping or sleeping outside, you can name it, is simply a great thing. That's something what I like to do when I travel. Another thing that's happening when you do this, it really reconnects you with nature. It makes you appreciate nature more. It teaches you a valuable lesson to respect the nature and its laws. Yeah, like here. All right. And last but not least, it's also very beautiful. There is one more thing there is one more tool, if I can call it this way, that's really important if you want to show that you're genuinely interested in knowing another culture. It's your will to learn a local language. And I know we're not all equally gifted here. It's not so easy for some of us. But if you just try, I'm talking about trying, it's amazing. It will show the local people that you're not ignorant, and it will gain you a lot of respect. As much as I like to learn languages, obviously you cannot learn all of them. Fortunately, there is one more tool, and that's a smile. If you smile, the world smiles, and it's nice. People always ask me if this kind of traveling, if it's dangerous. Now, is it really dangerous? Not necessarily. I don't think it's more dangerous than anything else. Whether you're in the urban areas or you're traveling in natural environments, predicting and avoiding the danger is much easier than actually dealing with it. So, and if something actually happens, sometimes it does, it's just important to know what to do. It's important to be prepared and to react accordingly. For me, for over 2 decades, it's been a pretty smooth sailing. I never had any serious problems. Although I do admit, when this little fellow charged towards me in Patagonia, I ran away like a little kid. Okay, but it's enough about me. Let's get back to tourism and traveling and the huge effect they both have on today's society. To be quite honest with you, I think a good presentation, a good traveling presentation, shouldn't have too many words like me, I, myself. Unfortunately, most of them do. I think a good travel presentation should use more words like they, or them, or at least us. Because this kind of traveler shows me that he or she is more interested in people he meets along the way. And I think that's something that's the right way. That's something that traveling should be really transforming into. Creating positive interactions as we travel, respecting other people, and be respected back. So, next time when you travel, don't just look what you'll take, but just also look what you're gonna leave behind you. Open road is a synonym of adventure, it's a dream, it's a challenge, it's expectation. But it also means that when you set off on a journey, you're not only affecting yourself or bringing something back, you're also leaving something behind. We live in an era of a global change. The world is changing faster than ever before. And every time we travel, we pull out our passport, step into another country, or every time we see a traveler exploring the country of ourselves, then we are a part of the change. So let's make sure we're the positive part. Thank you.